All right, Zach Norris with Fear of the North Band. I'm excited. I'm here today with Aaron Brown, business owner in our hometown. We grew up in the same town. I wanted, with my uncle's video, this is really what I want to do. I want to interview people. This is really what I'm interested in. And I think that it's important that we're actually at Buffalo Louie's here in Bloomington, Indiana. Staple. Great place, owned by the Schwartzmans. Maybe I'll interview them one time. Anyways, I think it's really important. I don't think, to get a little off the topic of business, I don't think that as humans we're out of our tribalistic state yet. I think it's important that we see people who look like us so that we can see ourselves in them. That's why I want to interview different people, different occupations. I'm hoping to interview a professor at some point. But I wanted to do an interview today with Aaron, local business owner. I'm really excited about this because this is what I want to do. And someone like him, although we do different things, at some point we both made a choice to take control and do our own thing. And you can too. So that's the premise of this video. Aaron, what was for you, well, first go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Aaron Brown, owner of Barber, Raises Image Barbershop. I've been cutting hair for about 23 years. I'm a barber educator, cosmetology educator, and
what does that mean?
So
the cosmetology.
Cosmetology. So I can work in the school and I can teach students to be a cosmetologist.
Okay. And do you need a license for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've had some instructor training as well as a lot of barber training, and I'm doing exactly what I love to do.
Solid. Now, your name is Razor's Image 11.
That's my email for my YouTube page.
Okay. Yes. Oh, thank you. Tell them your YouTube channel.
Yeah. Razor's Image 11. I've started a YouTube channel for barbering, but I try to teach the different techniques and things for people to progress in this industry a little quicker in the barbering field.
Now, why this is really cool, so I'm asking this question because it's important. The little things matter. So a lot when I ask questions for him, it isn't just for filler, it's so that you know and you can see and feel time frame. Why did you name the YouTube channel Razor's Image 11?
Razor's Image 11, well, the name of the business is Razor's Image.
Boom.
And I started it in 2011.
Boom. So it's now 2021.
2021.
So it's taking you 10 years.
10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why I asked that question, it's really important you guys understand. I'm going into my business full-time going in my third year of full-time business. And and we're going to go into Aaron, he's real successful, and we're going to touch on that. But it is important you know, it's unlikely that you will start a business and within 6 months to a year be hitting home runs.
Yeah.
You should be winning, you should be successful, but the level that he's at that we're going to get into, you're probably going to need to put 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, minimum.
Yeah. Developing your clientele is most important. Having that following, having the people who come to you, that's how you're going to grow.
Earning that trust.
Earning that trust. Being reliable. Consistency is really, really important in barbering. So, all those things is very important.
Yeah. So, what age, when did you decide, I want to be a barber?
Well, I've been cutting hair since I was 12 years old.
Okay. Just like in the house with like your brother, your dad?
At the house, with my brothers and family, trial and error like everything else,
Yeah.
But my sister has owned the shop for 30 years.
Yes.
Angela's had me design.
Yeah.
I grew up in the shop. I grew up in the barbershop. I was always there, and I used to watch her barbers cut. And she used to give me her old clippers, and I used to go home and try on my brothers, on my friends, and people in the neighborhood. And eventually, I got pretty good at it. I've never had another job besides cutting hair.
Really? I didn't know that.
I've always been in the basement. When I went to the basement, well, no, I lied. I worked at a car wash for 6 months.
Okay, there you go.
Bloomington Car Wash Center, and then I was still cutting during that time. But other than that, I've always been cutting hair.
So, you started trial and error when you were 12.
Yeah.
When did you actually get a chair? And let's also tell me about the rent you had to pay.
Okay, so I started cutting after high school. I graduated in '97. I went to cosmetology school that summer,
Okay.
and I got my cosmetology
Where?
license at Hair Arts Academy. It's over on 15th Street.
Here in town?
Awesome. Yeah, here in
Solid,
town.
solid.
So I didn't have a car at the time to go back and forth to India to go to actual barber school. So my sister was like, "Hey, go to cosmetology school. You know, get your license because you can still cut hair." I just couldn't use a razor. So I ended up doing that.
Okay. So you went to cosmetology school. How old were you?
I was 18.
You're 18 years old. Chose. So this is something too. Now Aaron's a business owner, and we're going to get into that. But Aaron, and really I should have done it too, and I did it late. I'll be 37 this year. I really should have started my business or skilled trades at 19. But Aaron chose a trade at 18. He said, I don't know if you are college educated. I don't really care if you are or not. But
No, I have not been to college.
yeah, neither have I. But my point is, Aaron, something that's important for yourself to know, and really you have to humble yourself to do this correctly, but knowing that you can succeed in a trade as opposed to thinking that you have to go to school is actually very mature. It's really a very powerful position. And that's something that who's ever watching it needs to understand too. Aaron made a choice at 18 that, probably set him and his family on a course, well, his future family, on a course for wealth. So you got to, this notion about college and skilled trades and college is better, you got to wash all that out, and you really got to ask yourself, what can I succeed in? That's off topic, but I just wanted to make sure I touched on that. So you started at 18, you got your certification or degree, however.
A barber license.
Barber license, thank you.
Cosmetology license.
You started then working at your sister's shop. What was your rent?
Yeah. $100 a week.
Dang. So she didn't charge you per customer, just a flat rate.
Yeah, for the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's $100 a week. Now, is that normal, or do they charge per customer?
Well,
But when I say they, I mean the owner.
Oh, well, this was back in '98.
Dang.
So it was quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I mean,
98. What is that?
That was
23 years ago.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Woo.
So that was the going rate for booth rent.
Okay. What is it now? If you're comfortable.
Yeah, it can be anywhere from $200 to $400 a week. And I mean that's going by the Google standard of
Sure.
standard of booth rent now. Because of everything we've been through and
Yeah. Now, when they break that down, your barbers, because we're going to get into the business. I just wanted to do a little bit of a backdrop about Aaron. Also, too, another barber in town who I'll interview at some point too. He also wears a mask. Go ahead and explain why. Because I'm not wearing one, and Aaron is, and we need to know why.
I wear a mask anytime I go into public because the staple of my business is to keep my staff and the customers safe.
That's important.
So regardless of the way I feel about the mask, I'm always going to wear it because it's not just about me.
That's right. So now for me, and I hate it that we're even touching that because it shouldn't be important. But I had a customer of mine. She was a professor at IU, and she asked me. She's like, "I want to get more people, but what's your mask policy?" And my answer to her was, "Whatever it takes to get you to pay me." So, guys, don't make a political stance. Go out there and earn people's trust. We're going to talk about that. And go make money and provide a good service. If they want you to wear a mask, put that mask on. And make sure it's a mask with dollar signs on it. I mean, this is crazy. So, I just wanted to touch on that, though, because I'm not wearing one. He is. It's for his business. That's important to understand.
Yeah.
But, anyhow, let's get back on track. I apologize. So, how do you guys... When you have your barbers pay rent, whatever it is, do you pull it out of per cut, or you just have them swipe a credit card with you for the month or the week? Like what's the model?
Well, so before we was on commission.
Okay.
We just recently moved back to booth rent.
Okay.
I thought it was important to let people have their own platform within an establishment that focuses on customer service and working together and helping each other out.
Yeah. So, I don't know anything about barbering. I would think, though, that a successful barber has their own brand under the larger umbrella of the barbershop.
Right.
So people want to go to his chair
Right.
or her chair,
Right.
whatever the case may be. So you found that a flat rate rent fosters that more than commission.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, because I understand how important it is to start your brand.
Yeah.
You know, it was harder for me back in the day without YouTube and having
Yeah.
all the outlets that you can watch now.
Yeah.
And just get an exact how to do something now. You know, like
Yeah.
it's so different.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of information out there now that there wasn't in '98,
Yeah.
even in 2005.
Right. So,
You
so
know.
I feel like for 11 years, my first 11 years, I was kind of stagnant, you know, because I was working by myself. I was the only barber in the shop. So like it was kind of this trial and error and kind of figuring out.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot of certain techniques by watching along the way, different hair types, you know, shear work, all that stuff. I kind of learned on my own. I wanted to be a teacher because I wanted to give that to my community.
Yeah.
And kind of give them shortcuts of what I didn't have.
So when you got in, it was '98. You're 18, 19 years old. Obviously, that was a different time.
Yeah.
But what, on average, would you say? You don't have to get too specific. But what can a barber make now, where his or her chair is? Because what a cut typically takes 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
About 30 minutes.
if you're doing 2 an hour, on, you know, and you're working a full day, which, you know, obviously you got to deal with the customer's schedule.
Right.
But what can a barber make today, theoretically, with tips, all that stuff?
I mean, man, there's so many different types of avenues. You know, having a multiple streams of income
Yeah.
is really, really important in barbering. But I'd say just cutting. I mean, I work 4 days a week, about 70,000 a year,
Just as the barber.
just as a barber.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You know,
Yeah.
that's without you know, product sales or
Yeah.
you know.
How do you think about
Selling
your
online.
How do you think about your business model? Is it entirely centered around, which obviously it is, but the service of cutting hair? But do you also try, as the owner, do you try to sell product as well, or is it more of the customer just comes in if they want it? You like it, like how do you do that?
Well, so like as a barber, barbering is not just cutting hair. You know, people come in with a lot of scalp issues. In this area, we have hard water. In the wintertime, you know, your scalp's going to be a lot drier. You know, so
wow,
like
yeah.
shampoo and conditioner is very, very important during this time as far as like keep your hair from flaking.
Yeah.
Knowing more about the scalp and skin and people in general, you know, and that's outside of the cutting hair. You know, all that is very, very important to give people what they need. You know, give them what they need. You
So
know?
when you're cutting someone's hair, if it's flaky, you say, hey, you may have this issue. I recommend this shampoo.
Right, right.
Yeah, okay.
right,
So
right.
it is. So it's because like in my business model, if I see something I think needs to get worked on, I'll tell them it needs to get worked on, and if I can do it, I'll give them a price right then and there. Because I'm always selling.
Right.
Ethically.
Right.
But I'm always selling. So it was. I did want to touch on that. I didn't know if that's just like they just walk in and grab it and buy it, or if you're actually like presenting a product. You know,
Yeah.
if you see a need.
Right. Yeah, because people are coming to you because you're a professional. You know?
Yeah.
And as a professional, you got to know everything about it, not just the cutting. You know, there's just so much more.
So that's just the barber level. The next level, so this is something interesting that I want to touch on here real quick too. If somebody watches this video and all you do is become a barber and all you do is make $50,000 to $70,000 a year, that's awesome. You're winning. You're doing great. The next level up is the ownership.
Right.
So as an owner, what do you do to keep your barbers, motivated, tight, professional, whatever the case may be? How do you collect the revenue from them? Because and the reason, and if this is getting too specific, we don't have to go there. But the reason I'm asking is someone may be watching and say, you know, I want to start a barbershop. So how do you manage your barbers, and then how do you collect from them their flat fee for the chair rental or this booth rental, whatever it is? So,
Well, so we do have a system that collects booth rent.
okay.
Out of their pay for the week.
Oh, solid.
Yeah, so I mean that makes it pretty easy. But I mean, like, you know, I'm giving people a platform, you know, to do what they do and do what they love, because I love what I do. You know what I mean? I went into barbering because I love cutting hair. I love talking to people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
2 months whenever we was off for the COVID, like,
Yeah.
that's one thing that I missed. It's just like the conversation with people and the connections, you know, that I've made over the years. You know, everywhere I go, you know, like out of state, sometimes out of the country, I've been cutting in this town for 23 years. Indiana University has a revolving door of like 10,000 students every single year.
Yeah.
You know, so everywhere I go, I see somebody that I've cut before. You know, through like years and years ago. You know, it's pretty dope. You get to meet a lot of people to network with, and I mean, it's a great industry. You know.
Yeah.
And I love it.
What's it like managing the books, paying the rent or the mortgage on the building? You know, because that's the owner side.
Yeah. Well, the most important thing is having a following. I didn't open my shop. I opened my shop back in 2011. I was at a shop. I was the main one working. I had a huge clientele, and I felt like I was kind of like stagnant. You know, I was always busy. I was busy all day long, and I was kind of topped out. You know, I hadn't thought about putting products in. You know, because at that time I was just cutting hair, and that's what I like to do. But yeah, just making sure you have the clientele. You know, if you have the people and the following, you know, you're ready to open a business.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah, getting
That's the most important.
getting people off the door, getting butts in the seats. That's what it comes down to.
Another thing that helped me is like changing my mindset, instead of like cutting the most I can, to focusing on customer service. You know, being able to talk to anyone, you know, and make them feel comfortable. Because comfortability, you know, having somebody behind you in a chair with a razor, you got to have a certain level of trust.
Yeah.
You know, so focusing on that really helped me go to the next level, and I made that a business model of my business whenever I bought my own.
Yeah. I do want to get back to IU because you got a cool thing going with them.
Mm-hmm.
But also too, again, I don't know if you can tell or not watching the video, but I'm white. So what? So what was it like? And we all have different crosses to bear. We all have different levels of opportunity and of disparity.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll never ever try to speak to someone in the manner of, I know what it's like to walk in your shoes if I've never done it.
Right.
So I have my story, I have my experience which could resonate, but as a black, and also too, so the reason why I'm interviewing Aaron is because A, he's an entrepreneur, and I've known Aaron for a long time. But Aaron put a post on Facebook, and you remember that? I messaged you right away about like just being emotional, expressing yourself.
Oh yeah.
So Aaron put a post on Facebook, and I don't even see you post too often.
No.
So and it was it was a sincere moment. I personally get really burnt out on a lot of that stuff because people do it all the time, and I'm like, why are you airing your dirty laundry? But when Aaron did it, it resonated with me, and I was like, oh, here's an entrepreneur, he's hustling, he's being vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's actually the impetus for how we started, why I want to do this interview. But the whole point of what I'm saying is this. As a black man starting a business, where we're from, we're in southern Indiana. It's a great area, it's a great place to live. But like most rural areas, it's white. It's white. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But when you are not white, and you're in an all-white area, whether people like you or don't like you for that reason, there are challenges, there's hurdles.
Right.
So what were some of those hurdles and those challenges that you had to overcome just in an area where, even if it wasn't malicious or odd, you're the odd man out?
It really started when I opened my own shop. I bought Razor's Image. It was a predominantly white barbershop.
Really? I didn't know that.
For like 40 years.
I didn't know that.
Within the community.
Wow.
So,
who owned it before you?
Harold Perry.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so buying the shop, you know, a lot of people came in and seen it different, you know. I did a total rehaul on the business. I changed everything. I changed the floors and the walls.
You got to make it you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going in, like I said, I had a full clientele, which was predominantly black clientele.
Yeah.
But opening the business.
Black folks got money too. Listen, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to say this real quick. If you're a white guy and you have a business, the only color you need to focus on is green. People got money. Go serve people, and you'll plug yourself into wealth. Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
Oh, I'm off topic. What are you talking about?
Your barbershop, 40 years, white owned, black clientele came in. Sorry.
Yeah, so going into the shop, whenever I first opened the shop, there was a lot of older white men coming in. And, them coming in, opening the door, looking in and leaving. It kind of made me feel a certain type of way.
Yeah.
But as an owner, I really had to put myself in their shoes. If I was to go into a shop I've been going to for 30 years,
Yeah.
and everybody's different,
Yeah.
I'd probably turn around and leave too.
Well, and Aaron's not a small guy either.
So-
Aaron's not short or small. I mean, Aaron's in the gym with me, so it's, that's, if you're used to seeing an old white guy who's, there was a barbershop on the west side for years, Pete's Barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
Two sweet old white guys, smaller than you could imagine. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, but all that matters. I keep interrupting, but it is important to understand. Like Aaron said, you got to put them in your shoes. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I had to put on my shoes and not take it so personally. White people were afraid to come in because we've been known as the black shop.
Which is sad.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it made me go harder. So what I did is I started watching the videos on the cut straight hair. I started, working with my shears, working to get people who come in my chair the way they want to, the haircut that they're looking for.
Yeah.
So I mean, it really did push me, and just to show people that I can cut everyone. You know, like there's not a hair type I haven't seen or been able to do.
Yeah. What's interesting too is you made a choice. You didn't let really a stupid way of thinking keep you from accepting a person that can give you cash.
Right.
Because that's really, that sounds a little kind of like, I guess, Scrooge McDuck, like with money, but like really, honestly, guys, we all have adversity. We all have a situation we have to deal with. Aaron bought a business and probably half the clientele of that business was like, what the hell's going on? And instead of...
And they used to come in and say that.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
But instead of getting bitter, Aaron just said, you know what, I'm going to go, your exact words, just where I'm going to go harder.
Yeah.
And then he made a place for people. So something that we can do. There's a lot of words being tossed right now, equity, inclusion, all this stuff. You know what, if you're going to be a business owner, make room for people, and those people that come in there are going to bring you cash.
For everyone. Make a place for everyone, especially in business, because you're cutting yourself off at the legs if you're just going to cater to one type of people,
Exactly.
I found it was important for me to be a barber. Don't just be a barber that cuts black hair. Like learn all hair. Like hair is hair. Curly to straight. That was something that really opened my eyes. Is like it's not, black hair is not any different than straight hair. It's just It's just different textures.
Hair's hair.
Yeah.
What's interesting though too, and I want to quickly go to IU here, but life, guys, is transition. Life, guys, is growth. And if you can for a second, if you need to close your eyes, like imagine being Aaron. And I know Aaron, you don't know him, but I imagine, and Aaron's a pretty mild-mannered, good guy. But imagine being Aaron and buying a barbershop where for 40 years it was probably working class, rural white dudes. Mm-hmm. And then overnight, Aaron starts implementing changes. Guys, that requires a lot. One, you got to be creative, but it requires a lot of mental toughness. And you have to ask yourself, am I mentally tough now enough to do that? Or do I need to start taking the steps to develop that? Because you're going to get knocked down. I mean, in my business, guys, I can't tell you how many jobs I've bid wrong and lost money. Right. And I could have said, I'm going back to customer service. This ain't working.
Yeah.
So you got to be mentally tough. And my problems were my problems. I bid the job wrong. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine walking onto a job site. Right. The customer's happy to see me. Yeah. Well, they were until they see that I'm not them. Then they're like, what the hell's going on here?
I mean, and it wasn't, and like I said, I had a lot of clientele, but, it did make me feel a certain type of way that, like, everybody wasn't comfortable coming into my establishment. You know, so like I said, customer service has been a staple in my business because everyone is welcome. You know, we are a very, very talented group of people that we have at Raised Image. The staff and the workers are great. They're good people. They're super talented. You know, like I've learned something from everybody within my establishment.
Love it. Now, the town that we're in, that we grew up in, Aaron went to South, I went to North, rival high schools, a lot of great history, a lot of great community. But the town that we're in, it's without Indiana University, would just be another rural town.
Yeah.
So Indiana University has the Kelley School of Business. It's one of the most prestigious schools of businesses. Schools of businesses. Did I say that right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Whatever. In America. Aaron's got something cool going with it. I want you to talk about it.
Yeah. So they have a case study with us to help us get where we want to be at as far as a business. So like a few of the students that are in Kelley were already customers, and they recommended us to do a case study.
That's awesome.
To help us. You know, which I thought was pretty dope. You know, I'm always trying to grow and help people around me grow.
But if I can just jump in real quick, guys, life is made up of moments. Some moments are more important than others. When Aaron decided to make room for other people, that decision, even in the face of adversity, because what I want to get across to you is, guys, there's always going to be someone that's not going to like you for whatever reason.
No matter what.
But when he made a decision to make room for everyone, obviously paying customers, room for everyone, that decision right there, you could probably trace back his success, especially the connection with IU, literally to that decision. Mm-hmm. You might be able to do that. Mm-hmm. So, and I want you to continue, but I just wanted to say, he just said he had customers that were in the Kelley School of Business who maybe one day were like, Aaron, we need to do something with you.
Yeah, they referred our name to Kelley.
It's that simple.
And they called us. And
it's that simple.
It's been great. You know,
I'm sorry, please continue. I just get fired up. I'm sorry.
And they're still helping us out now. You know, how we meet with them one time a week and just go over things that we're working on, and have the students kind of new or fresh minds give us their ideas. You know, people, and these kids are really, really talented and really have a love for what they do, which I do too, and I think it's great.
How many barbers do you currently have?
There's 6 of us, including myself.
So you have 5 people that are paying you a booth with.
Yeah. So
right.
I have room for 11. You know, so we have plenty of room to grow. But like because of COVID, you know, we go every other station, so we're kind of limited. You know, right now.
Before we go, and really the main points of the interview so far for anyone watching is, you know, make room for people.
Yeah.
Be mentally tough.
Yeah.
And I like what you said. You said it multiple times. Customer service.
Customer service. You know, number 1.
But for anyone who, and you can keep it wide open to entrepreneurs starting any business, or if you want to hone it in on Barbershop, what's your advice to someone who is like, man, you know, I'm stuck, I feel trapped, like what can I do? Like, what's your advice to someone to getting themselves in a better spot?
As far as what?
Doing their own thing.
Doing your own thing? Educating yourself, you know. Always learn. Like, man, I'm still learning every day. I still watch videos. I still, you know, every night I'm always on something, watching, trying to learn something new.
That's awesome.
That I could add a value to my services to my customers.
That's awesome. So basically, that's actually a really great point, because really, you know, really having so much of this stuff, guys, is you got to humble yourself. Okay, which that means you got to take your vanity out of it. Aaron had a right to be upset when he bought the store. He would have had a right to have been angry with how some people responded, but he humbled himself instead, and he said, no, I'm going to make room for people, and now he's wealthy. The point is this: you never stop learning. Right. Even a guy who's been cutting 10 years now, never stop learning. Yeah,
and it makes it easier for me because I love what I do, you know, so like I want to do everything. I want to learn everything.
That's awesome. That's
continuing education is important.
Aaron, before we go, plug the business and the YouTube channel.
Okay. Raised Image Barbershop and Salon, located 223 South Pete Ellis Drive in Bloomington, Indiana, by College Mall. We have an online booking site. You can go to raisedimage.com and book online. Also, check out on my YouTube page, Raised Image 11. More content coming soon. I've got a video up. You know, this is going to be great.
He's a local guy. He's solid. He's a great business owner, great family man. I've known Aaron for a long time, so he's a great guy. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you've liked the content, like, share, subscribe. Go to his channel. Say it again, please.
Raised Image 11.
Go to his channel, check it out, and write him a message to put more videos up because he's got like 10. He just needs to upload them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, go to his channel, check it out. If you've liked the content here, like, share, subscribe. If you've hated it, send it to someone you hate. Have a good day.